From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business. The prized items of the new normal. Masks, coveralls, isolation gowns to shield us from COVID-19. As Filipino businesses pivot during this pandemic, manufacturers make a pitch to make the country a hub for world-class PPEs. The coronavirus is fueling these tech trends.
This year, anti-germ gadgets are a huge deal.
What you need to know about these pandemic-inspired gadgets to keep COVID-19 in check. And whipping up healthy eats straight from the kitchen of one of Asia's best female chefs. The passion for good food in our C-Suite vision. Filipino businesses have pivoted to create world-class PPEs to meet the growing demand due to COVID-19. Local factories are producing millions of protective suits for healthcare workers here and abroad. Let's now have an exchange with Clement Yang of the Confederation of Philippine Manufacturers of PPEs. He joins us now from Taipei, Taiwan. Mr. Yang, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, what makes the Philippines a key manufacturing hub for masks, coveralls, and isolation gowns?
Thank you, Rico. The Philippines actually has the substantial export quality manufacturing base. We already have the base. Most of the repurposed exporters are supplier of quality, high quality products for major global brand for concerned export market sector like electronics, garments, travel goods. One of our major committee members, Medtex company, as a pioneer investor in the production of medical grade PPE, has been in the Philippines for the past 33 years already.
Wow, 3 decades in the Philippines, but it is now at the forefront due to this ongoing coronavirus. But of course, when you're talking about manufacturing, China, Mr. Yang, is always called the factory of the world. But in the Philippines, local makers are now producing millions of medical-grade PPEs. Can Filipinos make PPEs and face masks as good or even better quality than China?
We think we definitely can do. Our member representing local producers, medical grade PPE, are compliant with international standard in testing for PPE use, registered with Philippine FDA. And we do produce for only high quality PPE. So as long as we're talking about same quality, we can be competitive, even better than some imports come to Philippines, import offering questionable quality standard. Therefore, the performance from local manufacturers can be competitive.
All right, very competitive. That is very good news with the other manufacturers of the world. Mr. Yang, let's now listen to Dr. Robert Kiambao, a dental surgeon, and his view on Filipino-made PPEs.
It's cheaper when it comes to pricing. It serves its purpose. No? It can protect us also.
So, Mr. Yang, are we also competitive with China and other Asian makers in the pricing of PPEs and face masks?
Many people doubt about that, but we are competitive with other ASEAN manufacturers like Thailand, Malaysia, even China. That's the reason even Medtex company in Philippines for the past 33 years, we are still manufacture and export. Okay, remember, we're talking about the country's industry. Remember, our sector just start. The Confederation just start in mid-year of 2020, unlike other countries, such as Japan, China, Thailand. They are getting respective government provided extensive funds to sustain expansion.
So it is indeed a growing industry here in the Philippines. But where do the local manufacturers like yourself and the other members of the Confederation export your PPEs to global markets?
Yeah, currently our own experience, we have export to more than 30 countries for the past many years. And the 44% major market is based in Asia, which include Taiwan, Japan, China, Singapore, and 35% in Europe, which include England, France. Therefore, you can see our track record exporting to different countries in the world.
So going forward, Mr. Yang, how important do you think are the PPEs as an export item or product for the Philippines?
A study by the Grand View Research, a world largest and most trusted business intelligence data company, presented the global personal PPE market size was valued at US dollar 59 billion, and in this year, in 2019, and expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of 9.6% from 2020 to 2027. In short, the global PPE market is, which makes our effort to trying to gain market share all the more important.
Mr. Yang, with what you just said, the Philippines has indeed the potential to become a world-class exporter of personal protective equipment. Thank you so much for this exchange. Clement Yang of the Confederation of Philippine Manufacturers of PPEs. And now here's a rundown of this week's top business stories. Workers want higher pay as the price of basic commodities rise. But business leaders say they cannot afford another wage hike. Makati's Shangri-La Hotel will temporarily close its doors to the public beginning February as it grapples with the impact of the pandemic. And China's economy grew by 2.3% in 2020 as the rest of the world continues to struggle from this ongoing health crisis. The world's biggest technology show showcase innovation that helps people adjust in this new normal. Here are some of the best COVID-inspired gadgets from CNN's Mandy Gaither.
COVID-19 pushing the 2021 Consumer Electronics Show online and influencing the gadgets and tech unveiled at CES.
This year, anti-germ gadgets are a huge deal. They're coming in every shape and size. I've seen gigantic robots that can drive through rooms, shooting rays of UVC light to sterilize big rooms, something like you'd see in a hospital, all the way down to germ-crushing backpacks and keyboards.
The question is whether the tech that works in hospitals will also work on surfaces in the home. Nationally syndicated tech columnist Jennifer Jolly says coronavirus-inspired wearable tech is also a big trend. AirPop's new Active Plus Smart Mask comes with a sensor that connects to your smartphone and claims to monitor your breath and outside air quality. And check out the Bio button. It sticks to your body and claims to track temperature, breathing, heart rate, and activity level. We haven't had a chance to test it ourselves. Another big hit is touchless tech, everything from touchless doorbells, toilets, and faucets, all aimed at cutting down on the transmission of germs and bacteria. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mandy Gaither.
COVID-19 is shaping the future of tech, and we'll be checking out some of the hottest health gadgets with no less, he's right there, tech vlogger Carlo Ople. And watch this rocket launch from the wing of a jumbo jet. Details next on CNN Philippines. News you can use, news you can trust. Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Bangko Sentral Governor Ben Jokno and other officials are facing grave complaints for alleged anomalies in the contract for the production of national IDs. They're accused of granting OVD Kinegram AG the deal without public bidding. Amid this controversy, President Rodrigo Duterte still got himself registered for the National ID program, and he still gave his trust and confidence to the central bank governor. Tech companies are betting big on gadgets that fight COVID-19 and help us cope with this pandemic. Let's now have a tech exchange with gadget enthusiast and blogger Carlo Ople. Carlo, thank you so much for joining us on the program. All right, there are quite a number of innovative COVID-19 inspired gadgets to keep the virus in check, and we have several of them right here on the program. Let's start off with this water bottle called Crazy Cap. It doesn't look like a crazy bottle or a crazy cap. You also have one there with you. So tell us, how does this thing work?
Well, the Crazy Cap bottle is really nice in a way because one, it stores your water. And if you take a look at the cap itself, that's why it's called Crazy Cap. It actually has a UV sanitizer light. So you recharge the cap and you can use this cap to either quickly sanitize, sabihin natin, small items such as your utensils, siguro your wallet, your phone, and then even your water. Take note lang though, if you will use UV items, as much as possible, huwag niyong tatapat sa mata ninyo and don't, point it towards your skin. Diba? We still have to be careful with the technology. But yeah, overall, it's a really nice, handy water bottle that has UV LED technology.
Absolutely. I can use this when I play badminton or basketball, no? It will really sterilize the water that I have and also sterilize with this UV light, things that I have around me, even my rackets.
Yes, that should work. That should work. Yun nga lang, remember lang, don't point it towards your eyes or the eyes of other people.
Yung kalaro ko, ipo-point ko para he will miss the shuttle or the ball. All right, Carlo, let's take a look at the next gadget that I see a lot in the market. These UV lamps. But you have with you an air purifier fan. Tell us, what are we better off?
Well,
ang laki naman yan. It's like triple the size of this UV lamp.
Oh, I'm a big fan kasi of multi-gadgets. When I say multi-gadgets, they do multiple things at the same time. So this one is an air purifier which has a built-in UV sanitation light inside. So all the air that comes in is purified by the purifier and UV light. And then it breathes out, or it also works as a fan, so as a desk fan. So not only does it clean your air with the multiple filters that it has, it also cleans it using UV, and then the air that you breathe is always, as much as possible, germ-free, allergen-free, and all of those bad elements. I'm a big fan of air purifiers kasi I have allergic rhinitis.
So talaga multifaceted yung air purifier na yan, no? Carlo, we have a question here from Flor Asuncion on the various types of masks.
Anong pinakagandang mask na may bigay nyo sa amin? Paglabas lahat, pupunta sa eskwelahan, pupunta hospital, pupunta yung mamimili kami. Ayan ang gusto namin malalaman sa inyo.
Ayun, Carlo, I'm wearing so many masks right now. There are many types of masks in the market. What we see right now here is a surgical mask, all right? And then this is a copper mask. And of course, there are also what you call cloth masks like this one. CNN Philippines, use you can trust, no? So tell us, you have with you right now a mask with an air purifier. Look at that, it's so high-tech.
Yeah.
It's more high-tech than what I'm wearing now. How does that thing work?
So this one has like 2 air purifiers built in. So you can even control it with an app on your phone. It checks the air quality around you. It checks the battery life of the air purifier and the machine itself. And it's actually very comfortable to wear because of the elastic bands and the silicone part over here. So, but the problem is tech like this kasi can be very expensive and hard to get. So to answer lang Flor's question, the best mask that you can wear is the mask that you can get that you can wear properly all the time. Kasi minsan, pag mali yung pagsuot ng mask, kahit sobrang ganda ng mask mo, it won't protect you. Diba? So as much as possible, it should cover the upper part, it should cover the top of your nose, it should be sealed, as well as dito sa ilalim ng chin. So if you can get a mask like that, be it surgical or whatnot, that should do the job. Yun yung pinaka-importante, get a mask and wear it properly.
Mukhang mamahalin yan, Carlo. What if you're just wearing a surgical mask or a cloth mask and an air purifier like this one that I have on my neck? will it have basically the same effect as a mask with an air purifier?
I don't think it will kasi this one, it directly impacts the air that you breathe in. So, pag ganyan, di ba, nakakatulong. I guess nakakatulong siya theoretically. Yung this one kasi there's not a lot of science or study yet on the one that you're wearing right now. I also have one over here on how effective it can really be. So I think some people buy it for added protection, but it shouldn't replace the masks. It shouldn't replace the physical distancing. It shouldn't replace the hand washing and the sanitizing. These are all add-ons. At the end of the day, yung pinaka-importante, yung apat na sinabi natin na yun. Physical distancing, wear a mask, sanitize, di ba, as much as possible, use alcohol, yun ang importante.
But of course, apart from that, if you also want to avoid touching anything metal in public, there's what you call these multi-tools, no? It's like a stylus to avoid touching contaminated surfaces.
Yes, and actually, I'm a big fan of this one. So, every time sabihin natin you need to withdraw sa ATM or sabihin natin you need to open a door handle, some multi-tools like this one allows for you to be able to latch on, sabihin natin the door handle, lalo yung mga pull or the slide so you can open it easier. And again, if you need to touch any screens, they also work. They prevent the contact of your fingers or your skin to potential contaminated devices. And some of them are actually made out of copper, which supposedly also kills the bacteria faster. Supposedly, again, guys, add-on lang to. So if after you still do something like this, still sanitize your hands, still wash your hands, yun pa rin talaga yung best.
Alam mo, there are so many gadgets out there. Itong water bottle, itong air purifier, hindi ba? Itong UV lamp na pinakita rin natin. Pero when all is said and done, mas mura talaga itong mga surgical masks, no? And cloth masks. And to keep ourselves safe, and importante dyan, no? Huwag nating kalimutan yung alcohol, no? Tsaka wash your hands.
Grabe magbuga ng alcohol yung sprayer mo.
Social distancing. It covers a lot of ground, especially here in the studio. Thank you so much for this tech safety exchange, Carlo Ople. After being immortalized in monuments, national hero Lapu-Lapu is now on commemorative bills. He is the face of Bangko Central's 5,000 peso bill, which marks the 500th anniversary of the victory of Mactan. This banknote is a collector's item. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business, how one of Asia's best female chefs is whipping up healthy eats during this pandemic. And check out this rocket, which was successfully launched into space by a Boeing 747. Stay with us right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust.
Lagi maghugas ng kamay, alcohol. Kahit saan kami pumunta, may sarili kaming ballpen.
Laging naka-face mask, face shield, at saka laging may alcohol tuwing aalis. Kailangan kumain ng healthy food. Importante din yung magandang pahinga, like 8 or more than 8 hours na tulog.
Welcome back to the exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. The pandemic has taught us the importance of staying healthy, and what better way to do so by eating right? Our senior correspondent Lois Calderon talks about the value of investing in healthy food.
Citrus fruits and lots of greens. They're rich in vitamin C and antioxidants.
The pandemic has actually hit those people with a lot of comorbidities. Choosing the right kind of food that provides really good inflammation, with lowering inflammations and keeping your immune system up. That's really the key to staying healthy.
But food prices are on the rise. Cooking, even pinakbet, is expensive, with eggplant sold in the wet market at 200 pesos per kilo. Stuck at home since the pandemic began, IT expert Johan Tagle has been growing this purple produce at the rooftop of his urban home.
I was shocked actually when I looked at the prices of the vegetables, when I saw that I had excess talong. So actually, I sold it to my neighbor at a discount.
Johan reaped many benefits from vegetable gardening. It became a form of bonding with his sons.
The gardening itself is my exercise.
For those who can't grow their own food right in their own backyard, nutritionist Harvey De Baron has some advice.
You can already be healthy by avoiding processed food, by avoiding junk food. That budget that you allocate for those foods, you can actually spread to the other side by buying vegetables.
Investing now in good food can save you from paying medical bills in the future. Lois Calderon, CNN Philippines.
Let's now have a nutritious, healthy food exchange with one of Asia's best chefs, Margarita Porres. Gaita, thank you so much for joining us. So did this pandemic see more Filipinos eating healthier food?
It's actually a wonderful thing. I think that because of the pandemic, people have kind of become so much more introspective and thought about health and wellness a lot more. So for those of us that work with food, we've also had to pivot a little bit and really offer a lot more healthy options with all the food that we're creating.
So, Gaita, you are Asia's best chef. So tell us, what are your top 3 healthy dishes that you can recommend to our viewers?
Only 2016, they might say I'm saying I'm Asia's best female chef forever.
Forever. For us, you are forever Asia's best chef.
But for me, actually, the things that I feel strongly about with making sure that we offer something healthy, of course, the first thing would be salads, salad greens. And what's wonderful today is that we're working with like consortiums that help local farmers. There's one special one called Good Food Community, and they bring us a lot of the produce from the farmers in the north, and they bring that to Grace Park every week, and we work with that and create whatever healthy salads and vegetable dishes we can with whatever produce they bring us every week. I guess the second would be sourced wonderful like tomatoes that have the anti-cancer values. I'm a double cancer survivor, and for me things like tomatoes and other fruits that have a lot of the nice antigens for protecting our immune system, those are wonderful things to incorporate into dishes, no? But of course, there's also not passing up the yummy stuff. So I noticed that you posted a photo of the ramen that my son and I are doing. And ramen Ron has always been like something comforting for the Filipino market. Ramen Ron was one of the first ramen businesses in Manila, and we're very happy that we partnered with Tamura-san to offer that to Manila.
Yes.
So it does a really nice cold ramen that's very healthy. There's a peanut sauce.
Yes.
So even if these foods are hearty, you can always choose like the healthier versions of these wonderfully comforting dishes.
So Gaita, yes, they're hearty, healthy foods, but for those on a budget, is it expensive to whip up this kind of healthy meals and dishes?
No, well, actually, no. A lot of us Filipinos, I mean, in the province most especially, everybody always has a little backyard where they plant gulay, right? And I think that's also become such a common practice now. Everybody's urban farming. Everybody has a little bit of talong or papaya growing in the backyard. And there are other things that are also like super healthy that grow like weeds, like alubati and kangkong and malunggay. They're always backyard dishes. You don't have to even go to the market to harvest them. Then there are even other things that have medicinal qualities. And These things are real talahib, ha? They grow in the sidewalk. I have them in my garden. Things like pansit-pansitan or oxalis or wood sorrel, which
Wow.
usually if you have an ornamental garden, your gardener will pull those out and throw them
Gaita.
because they're ugly. But
Gaita.
they're very edible and healthy.
Gaita, you have to stop. You are making me hungry with that list of healthy meals that you've just said. But there are also diet meals available for delivery from Monday to Sunday. You have like keto, the low carb and high protein diets.
Yes,
Do you recommend
actually,
these types of meals?
Yeah, I started doing that actually when Pepato was still open, no? When the South Beach diet was like the hottest thing. And we never really stopped doing it. But all the more now because my catering kitchen, we don't have catering events. So the kitchen has specialized now in doing food for delivery. So our diet delivery business has now become more reinforced. So we can give you calorie control diets, we can give you low carb diets, we can give you South Beach diets, or we can also give you everything plant-based. So it's kind of part of the pivot, right? We've had to think more creatively, and people are also wanting to eat healthy because they're just home and they're now so much more into wellness and into keeping themselves healthy. So that part of the business also, it can be like a meal plan every week, and we deliver it to your doorstep at the time that you prefer.
So you have really adjusted well over the past few months amid this ongoing health crisis. Thank you so much for this healthy food exchange, Margarita Flores. And this rocket was launched into space from the wing of a jumbo jet. Virgin Orbit's Launcher One rocket took off from the wing of this retrofitted Boeing 747. It flew over the Pacific Ocean and straight up into orbit. And before we go, we have these guiding words from US President Joe Biden. With unity, we can do great things, important things. We can right wrongs, we can overcome this deadly virus. And this is the exchange. We make sense of the facts and the figures and the ups and downs of the business cycle because your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Thanks for watching CNN Philippines. News you can use, news you can trust.